Hi, greetings everyone. Thanks for stopping by again. What I wanted to do in this pretty short song tutorial was go over Down Under by Colin Hay, written by Men at Work and then written by Colin Hay basically. So you're very familiar with the song from the 80s. This version of it is what Colin Hay did when he reworked it for his solo career. 4 chords, at least that's how I play it within the band Failure to Launch. That's how we do it. Pretty straightforward. C, A minor, G, and an F. So it's the key of C. So if you could play those 4 chords, you should be in pretty good shape. Let's take a closer look at it. All right, so get a closer look at this. Again, 4 chords. A minor, C, G, and an F. And I play the F kind of funky because I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I'm not playing a full bar chord, but I'm not playing like this triad either. So I'm kind of doing a little something in between. And just because of the way the chords flow, I'll get into it a little bit closer, as we move on here, but that's kind of the F I'm playing. So to begin the song, for the intro and the verse, it's the same thing. It starts on an A minor, and I tend to just take my index finger on and back off, so it's a hammer, a pull and a hammer on that first fret on the B string. So that C right there, I kind of take it off and on. So just like that. And then as soon as I do that, I'm going to a G. So all together so far. And I just kind of let that ring a little bit, okay? So it's... Then I go back to that same A minor. But instead of going back to the G, I'm going to that F real quick, then the G. So I'm throwing an F in the middle of that. So all together now it's... And that is it for the intro and the verse. It's the same thing. So again, A minor, G, A minor, F, G. All right, so there you go. You just learned the intro and the verse to Down Under for this particular arrangement. The main difference now is going into the chorus. And we're going to, instead of starting on the A minor like we did for the verse and the intro, and even for the outro, basically, we're going to start on the C. Okay? So we're going to go... All right, so a little bit different, but some of it is actually still the same, at least the kind of the strumming pattern and the rhythm. So we're going to the C. G. So you're going to start off with those 2 chords. And then you're going back to that A minor. And I'm throwing in the F. Back to the G. So again, all together. I'm sorry, we're going to the C. We're doing the chorus. So I mentioned earlier, I kind of play that F a little funky. I'm not really playing a full bar, because for me to go from the, I guess for the chorus, it's a... For some reason, for me, going to that full bar F just doesn't work as far as being able to get to the positions properly and quick enough. So I just kind of, what I'm doing is, if you take the the bar shape basically, I'm leaving those fingers there. All I'm doing is I'm just going to take my index finger, my pointer, and it's going to go to that C note right there, as far as the B string first fret. That's basically the F I'm playing, and even my thumb kind of wraps around, so sometimes it'll catch the F up there. So it's almost a complete F. It just, that E, I either leave open or I mute it, but I'm really not hitting that one. So again, the chorus is C, G, A minor, F, G, Again, it goes back just to that A minor pattern, basically. So again, one more time we'll go through it, but you could always, you know, rewind. That's the great thing about video. You can kind of go wherever you want on this. So the intro and the verse is going to be. And then the chorus. And that's really it. Like I said, four chords. You know, it's great for just an acoustic guitar, just kind of jamming. You know, solo, duo, whatever it might be. You know, I think it's a lot of fun to play. It just kind of gives a completely different take on the 80s hit that you really are probably accustomed to. You know, maybe it has a bit of a darker sound to it. You know, just more of an acoustic tune, basically. So hopefully this was helpful. Keep checking back. I'll have more lessons, more tutorials, more lots. Lots more things coming down the road here. So definitely subscribe, hit the bell, comments below, any requests, let me know. And, you know, I will do my best to get to you what everyone wants to hear and see, okay? So thanks very much. We'll see you soon. Awesome song to play on the acoustic guitar. Maybe you recognized it, maybe you didn't, but this song is in a completely different key than what you probably are used to. That was the intro to Who Can It Be Now? Okay, you probably recognize that song from Men at Work from the early 80s. Really upbeat, poppy song. You know, just really upbeat. You know, at that time, a lot of the music back in the 80s was upbeat like that. So, if you didn't know, so after Men at Work were basically done, Colin Hay, I guess the chief songwriter and frontman, lead singer for Men at Work, went off to what I would say is a very successful solo career. If you weren't aware of that, you've got to go and find out, you know, see the solo stuff that he did. It's fantastic stuff. Many albums, some great songwriting and music on that you've got to check out. One of the albums that he did was called Man at Work. Basically, he had taken some of the Men at Work tunes, rearranged them, and this was one of them on that album. You know, I call it an album because actually I have the LP. 3-4 years ago, maybe, Colin was playing a show up at the Newton Theater in Newton, New Jersey. And I went up there for that with a buddy of mine and his family. And it wasn't a solo show. He was with his band. So, again, he was doing more of when he played the Men at Work song, it was more of the stuff you're accustomed to. But he had an album for sale there. And it was called Man at Work. And it was those rearranged acoustic type versions of those Men at Work songs. And the coolest thing about that was the LP. You know, it's an LP, but when you open it up, the vinyl was actually orange. So it was really cool. So if you get the opportunity, number one, check out the music. Get the vinyl if you can. Get some of the solo work, because honestly, there's some amazing, just the songwriting. I mean, you sit down and listen. If you're a songwriter and you're trying to aspire to be a songwriter and write music, write lyrics, you've got to start with him, because you wouldn't think to. Trust me, check it out. So this song, Who Can It Be Now? Again, we all kind of know the tune. Arranged a little bit differently, pretty simple for the most part. I'm going to take you through just some of the changes in the chords, the intro, verse, chorus. There's a bit of a bridge, that sort of thing. I'll apologize now, because I will do a little bit of singing just to kind of use it as a guide track. and you'll find out pretty quickly how singing is not for me. So you can hold the comments to yourself at that point. All right, but let's get right into it. So what we're doing is we're starting with basically it's a B minor type of chord. Probably the hardest chord for this particular song. I know if you're a beginner, you know some of the basic chords you might know already: a D, a C, an E minor, an A. But the whole theme is kind of based off of a B minor. So, you know, again, standard B minor bar chord. So, you know, starting on, you know, the B on the second fret is your root, and then, you know, you play that bar chord. What we're going to do a little bit differently here is we're going to hold that shape. Let's take our pinky off, so now it becomes like a B minor 7, okay? And instead of barring the entire second fret, I'm going to just have my finger on that root note of the B on the 5th string, and I'm going to have the G open and the E open. So that kind of gives you that eerie type of, I guess, mood that he's building in that intro. And all we're going to do is we're going to just pick 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and we come right back up. So what it's going to be is starting on that B note. Pretty, I'll say simple stuff in comparison to some other things I played. But it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you're starting with the B, you're going to go down to the B string as well, where you have your, you know, your 3rd fret B string hit with your middle finger, and you're going to come right back up. And then what I do is, just for the timing, to keep my timing right, I just kind of, I might just hit a couple other notes just to keep the timing mechanism going in my head. Once you do that, the only thing we're going to do differently is we're taking our finger off of that B note on the 2nd string right there. So it's going to be from this to your open A. That's kind of building the mood basically. So it's open. So I think the key with this, again, the B and the A root is what's giving us that mood. That open E, though, almost acts like a turnaround at times for you to go back into the root. So the variation of this and this, we're going to do twice, total of 2 times. So it's that's 1, and then at the end of it, we're just going to strum. Okay, that's going to take us to the verse. You can get through this, then you can get through the rest of the song. Okay, we're going to go to a D. Okay, then we go to a C add 9, and then what we're doing is we're just going to take the bass note of that C on the 5th fret, and we're going to just go down down 1 fret to the B. So it's 1 time on the D, 1 time on that C add 9. When we make the change to the root on the B, 2 times. Okay, so who can it be knocking at my door? Okay, and at the very end of that piece for the verse, there's a turnaround where you really need to hit that to just kind of give that song a little bit of push to go to that next part, which is still the verse. It's going to be, again, from that B on the bass note on the 5th string to an open A. Okay? And then that's what we're looking to get. Back into the D. So B. So you're going to do that 4 times. Okay? That progression 4 times by itself. When you finish the fourth time, you're going into the chorus. Chorus is the same thing as the intro, basically. So we're going to go, let's come out of the verse now. I'll do that last part of the verse, the verse, and we'll go into the chorus, okay? Hit that open A by mistake. Sorry if you caught that. But basically, again, just like the verse, we're going to do that twice, okay? So, and then it's right back into the verse again. Okay? So, that's the verse again. So, do that again, another 4 times, back into the chorus. Who can it be now? Right? And then we're going to go into the bridge. 2 chords. It's E minor, A. You're going to play that progression, the E minor and the A, 4 times. You can get away with just 4 times through, no big deal. What I tend to do is, so in the band that I play in, the acoustic band Failure to Launch, when I play it with Tom, what we tend to do is, Tom's got such a range on him that when it's just like his voice is another instrument at times. So it allows me to maybe just kind of embellish some of these notes a little bit more. So I'll play the E minor. Some, hammers and pulls, But again, 4 times through. When we get to the 4th one, again, what I do is, usually when we're playing it, it's just one guitar. So I try to do some things with Tom and his voice, because he starts to do a bit of a climb vocally, going into that, I guess it could be a solo section, it's just more of like, well, there's no solo, but it's a solo. It's got that pad there for a solo, right? So when I go, what I tend to do for that last time around is I'll start climbing a little bit too. Not much, but just enough where you can hear it. So it's just on the B string. What I'm doing is I'm holding an A. I'm holding a bar chord. And when I'm holding that bar chord, I've already got the 2nd fret on the B string down. And then I'll climb 1 more fret up to the, from a C sharp to a D to an E. So it's, there it is. Right, so that goes into that last, like I said, it's kind of a solo section if you want to do something over it. I'm not sure what else you can call it. But it's basically a D. C add 9, but it's just those 2 chords. You're not going anywhere else. 4 times. That's it. And after that 4th time, we're going right back into the chorus. Just like the verse, just like the chorus, you go through that twice, okay? And then it's the outro. Fairly simple on the outro. The only difference there, only variation is there'll be the last chord. Again, bit of a some embellishing some of the notes just to kind of give it something different. So the end of the song is so it's who can it? And it's just, that's what it is. you know, 4 times. So you go through 3 the same way. And then what I do is on that 4th time, when I come back to the G, I'm changing my fingering a little bit here. Instead of, you know, your standard G like this, just how you kind of have that shape, I'm then going to take my ring finger, use that for my root, use my middle finger for the 5th string, and use my pinky for that high G on the 1st string. And what it does is it gives me this finger here to go and do some hammers on the B string for that C note. So it becomes a suspended chord at that point. So I'll go through it the whole 4 times, and you can hear what I'm doing there. That's 1. Doing there is just giving it a little bit of an accent. You don't even have to. I think I usually start with my index finger on that C, and then I just end on the G note, or on the G string, or G chord, basically. But that's really all it is. Great tune. What I would suggest is, again, if you listen to the song that Colin Hay did when he rearranged it, whether you're playing it acoustic or even with an electric, you know, somehow with a band by yourself, he has a lot of effects on that. It's like chorus and delay to kind of give it that almost like a wet sound. Just gives it a lot of depth when you listen to it. So definitely check that out. You don't have to, but if you have the ability to do so, give it some of that effect. A lot of chorus, some reverb. Make it sound like you're hearing it from a distance. That's probably the best way to do that. But again, check out, you know, Colin's solo stuff. Some great things on there. A lot of albums. Great songs too. I mean, I'll put them in the description. Some of the albums, some of the songs that are just, you sit back and listen to them, and it's like, wow, some great songwriting there. But unfortunately, people don't know about them because all they do is they know about from Men at Work. So do a little bit of digging. Check him out. It's definitely well worth it. Some great music. He's great to see live. Matter of fact, I know very soon he's going to be here in the Jersey area. I think in March or April he's going to be down at Monmouth University. So I know he's got a tour coming up. So definitely worth checking out if you can do it. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Alright, welcome back. I am Rich. This is 6 String Fun. Thanks for checking this video out. Really appreciate it. This is probably the 3rd video I've done for Colin Hay tunes. This one is Overkill, and you probably know this one from Scrubs on TV. But again, big Men at Work hit back in the 80s. Colin Hay goes solo, and now it's become really a staple in his shows. You know, just as a solo acoustic piece, and it's just fantastic. Very well written, great music, great lyrics, the whole thing. So what I wanted to try to do was break it down for you in terms of just the rhythm patterns. There's a bit of a solo in there. I'm not going to go over that, but it's the key of D if you want to play around with it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So, but you know, again, this song, it's really a combination of power chords, moving the bass line on some of them, bar chords. So there's a lot going on in this song. So certainly kind of keeps you moving, keeps your fingers limber for sure. But just a great tune all around. So, you know, let's take a closer look at it and check it out. All right, so let's take a closer look at this song. It's pretty involved with some different types of chords that maybe you're not accustomed to playing. Power chords, bar chords, suspended chords, and some, you know, a little bit of everything, really. So this definitely probably doesn't fall into the easy category, but certainly worth, you know, checking out if you're a fan of Colin Hay. So what are we going to do here? So it all kind of comes in, you know, right in the very beginning, the verse and the intro. So it's basically going to be, you're playing a D power chord as well as a C power chord with some bass lines changing. Okay, so it's going to be. So what am I doing there? I know my other fingers are kind of getting in the way there. D power chord. So A string, which is your 5th string on the 5th fret, which is a D, and then I use my pinky to fret the 7th fret D string, 4th string, right? And you're palm muting the whole time. You're not ringing it out. You just kind of, you're controlling it with the back side of your palm right there, right? So it's going to be, and then I'm going to just move the bass note up to the 4th, okay, to the C chord. And then it's going to move the bass note up there. So all together, again, just using my 2 fingers right here, 5th fret, A string, 7th fret, D string. Okay. So that acts as, like I said, there's really no intro, but it's your verse. And you're going to do that 4 times. So if we go through that, say we've gone through 4 times already, right? Now we're going to get into the chorus and pre-chorus. So let's say we're going into the 4th time now. So what did I do there? When I come out of this section, I'm going to a B minor, to an A, and it's easier to bar the A, so it's open on the A, and then the next 3 strings you're barring. So and then the notes that you're playing individually are basically going to be on the B string 3, and you're pulling off the 2. Okay. So that's all it is. So you're going from your B, A minor, to an A, and then when those pulls are going to be basically 3 to 2, 4 to 2. Okay. So 3 to 2 on the B string, 4 to 2 on the G string, but I kind of keep my hand, just my finger planted there, so all I have to do is, okay, and whatever fingers you're comfortable with, whatever you want to do, you just go for it, okay? So from that part, again, then I'm going to go to an A suspended 4 right there. I'm going to, okay, and I'm going to pull off to the A right there, okay? So let's, and then I'll give you the next 3 chords basically, and we can kind of go right into that real quick, and I'll play it all over for you. So basically what I'm doing there is I'm kind of playing like an F, I guess it's an F sharp type of chord, okay? If you play your Fs like this, right? Same purpose here. It's going to be 2, 3, 4, okay? We're not touching, and I'm only playing those three strings basically, okay? And then I'm going to take my pinky and I'm going to add it to the G string on the 4th fret, okay? If you can see that. So it's going to be, release it to the G, okay? So the whole thing is going to be, Okay, and then after that G, you're going back to this chord right here with the pulse. Okay, right back to the verse. Again, do that 4 times. You get into that B minor, the A, whoops, A minor suspended 4, excuse me, A suspended 4 to an A, right, to that F sharp. Okay, so basically you're doing that 2 times all the way around. Okay, so it'll be verse, chorus, and it's going to go into the solo. I mean, I guess at some point I could teach you the solo, but but it's all in the key of D. All right, so. So you're going to go around, again, 4 times, just like you did with the verse. So 4 times, right? Once you come out of it the 4th time, again, you're going to go back to that B minor. There's a slight variation where you're just not going to play everything the same way. You're actually going to be taking a few chords out. So let's say we're going through it the 4th time now. So why don't I'll go through it, play it, and then I'll try to walk you through it. Basically, we're getting into that F sharp a little bit earlier, so it's a. Back into that last verse, okay? So, pretty much you're going to go through that last verse and chorus one more time, just like you would. Coming out of it, though, when we go back to that this F sharp for the last time, you're going to play it 3 times. And that's how the song basically ends. So once you're at the very tail end, for me, it's the line, ghosts appear and fade away. One change. Slow it down. And then I like to end on the G. You know, it's the G as well, but it just kind of, you just kind of know you're ringing out at the end right there. And that's basically it. So again, are the chords you're playing for the verse. You've got that B minor, the A, the hammers, the pulls. Okay. Excuse me. So that's basically the song right there. So you know, pretty straightforward. I mean, if you've got to be able to play those power chords, though, I think, to make it work. Now, I've seen it where, you know, where he actually, Colin does a tutorial himself on YouTube somewhere, but he plays a little bit different. He's actually tuning down it's a double drop D. So the E goes to D, both E's go to D, and he's playing it in a way where he's, so he can, I guess he can just finger pick it. So for me, it was just not in the cards for me to play it that way, because I hate tuning down to begin with. So for a double drop D, we just, you know, when you're playing live, you're playing it just, you know, you and your guitar and somebody singing, all that tuning up and down just takes up time. So I just kind of did it in a way where really playing it all on if you really think about it, just the 4 strings. Not much I'm doing on this chord up here, this string up here, other than that final G, and the same thing for the bottom string, the E string, high E. So really, you're kind of just playing it all on these 4 strings for the most part. So if you can do that, I think you're in good shape. It should be all right. So hopefully this helped you out, and we'll see you again real soon.